Today, we'll be covering some of the latest features and improvements that we've added to their tools inside of Sematext Cloud. Feel free to skim through the timeline if you want to skip ahead to the tool that interests you. But let's go ahead and dive right in. First up, we have password protection for synthetic status pages. With status pages, you can share the status and response time of your services with your internal teams and customers. But sometimes you may want to restrict access to specific clients or teams. Now you can do that by enabling password protection for your status pages. Once enabled, anyone trying to access the page will be prompted to enter a password before they can see the contents of that page. This is a great way to keep the status pages secure and ensure that only authorized people can view them. To enable this feature, click Add Status Page, or Edit if you already have an existing status page, and go down to the toggle for password protection. Create a password and click Save. The next big update we have is certificate authority checks for Synthetics. Each certificate consists of a certificate file and a key file signed by a certificate authority. With Sematext, you can now check the certificate authorities of the websites that you're monitoring and make sure that they can be trusted by your clients. You can perform this check for both root and intermediate certificate layers, and Sematext will trigger an alert if the CA doesn't match the expected authority. This is a super convenient way to ensure that your websites are secure and trusted by your clients. To set up this check, simply go into your monitor and select or create a new run. And under the Conditions tab, set the expected root or intermediate certificate authorities. The run will then fail if the CA doesn't match with the expected authority and thereby trigger your alert. To learn more about how SSL and TLS work, check out our video dedicated to this topic right here. Our third major update is authentication support for synthetic runs with HTTP monitors. Before, if you wanted to monitor an endpoint that required authentication, you had to create a browser monitor and write a script for your user's journey. Well, now you can easily do this with a couple of clicks without having to write a completely new code. Based on the type of authentication required, you can choose between bearer access tokens and basic authentication support. This allows you to quickly and easily add basic authentication, like usernames and passwords and tokens, to your runs. With authentication support, you can monitor endpoint responses when valid tokens or authentication credentials are passed, while also enabling you to verify HTTP response codes and examine response body contents for error detection. Additionally, this feature facilitates the creation of alerts in the event of failed authentication. Very useful and saves a ton of time. And now our fourth and final update to the Synthetic app. Saving the response body is now optional. When you create an HTTP monitor with Sematext Synthetics, the response body is saved after each run. However, sometimes the response body can contain sensitive data that you don't want to be visible in your test results. Now you have the option of disabling saves of the response body when you configure your HTTP monitors. When you turn off this setting in Sematext, the response body will not be saved, resulting in it not appearing in the run's detail screen. Our fifth update is an OpenSearch monitoring integration. We're excited to announce that Sematext now supports OpenSearch for monitoring. With this integration, you can monitor OpenSearch clusters along with well over 100 other technologies, all within the Sematext Cloud. You can monitor key metrics such as node CPU usage, memory usage, disk utilization, as well as cluster health and individual shard health. We already set up a host of the most useful alerts for OpenSearch, but you can easily customize your own alerts to be notified of any issues or anomalies within your OpenSearch clusters. You might also benefit from a number of built-in tips in each report. These give you more info about what each metric means and how to tune them in their corresponding settings. If you ever find yourself needing some real help though, check in with our consulting team. They help some of the largest companies in the world set up and tune their OpenSearch, Solr, and even Elasticsearch clusters. Link for that down in the description box below. One of the most important features of this update is the event field filtering. You can quickly identify common events in your environment and understand potential issues by filtering fields. Fields can be filtered by expanding the rows, clicking on the fields of interest, and using the plus or minus icon to include or exclude the specific areas. The severity of each event is also clearly visible with a colored vertical line and an icon based on the severity level. In this UI, all the rows are expandable, all the columns are now resizable to the desired size, and scrolling is also much faster than it was before. It's honestly the little things in life that count. That's it for today's update. Let us know down below what you thought of these updates or if you have any suggestions for change. We hope you find these new features and improvements helpful for you in your everyday life. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Keep monitoring, everybody.